Hi everyone, welcome to second episode of Iranian-American Women in Law talk show. Today I'm here, Elham Sadri, with Atousa Nezamabadi, who is our second guest in this series of talk show. I'm so happy to have Atousa today with us after big day yesterday. Congratulations to everyone for a good day that everyone had yesterday with travel ban and everything else, inauguration and having our first vice lady vice president. Atousa, welcome to our show. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so happy for having you to our show. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, Elham June. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's definitely an honor to be here today. About me, so as far as my practice goes, I graduated in 2011, been practicing mostly just civil for the past 10 years, PI, breach of warranty. I've prior to 2016, I've also done a lot of immigration and some family law. I am also an avid advocate of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I currently volunteer at this organization that as a diversity coordinator. And, I try to get my hands on as many DEI workshops out there and, attend the DEI CLEs and just keep myself up to date.
Awesome. So tell us a little about your Persian background. When did you come here? How long have you been living in the US? And have you ever been in Iran? Of
course.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was born and raised in Iran. Came here about, I want to say, about 20 years. I may be, off by a year or two, but about 20 years ago. And started going to college here. And then, law school. I've been back for a few times, I think, maybe a little more than that. I haven't been back since my son was 1 and he's 4 now. So yes, definitely born and raised in Iran.
Amazing. That's great. Being here for 20 years and you're still connected with the community. So you said that you graduated 2011 from law school and you've been practicing immigration and civil litigation?
Correct.
Awesome.
I haven't practiced immigration since 2016. So.
Yes, I heard about that. Yes. So, do you, as an Iranian American woman in legal field who is practicing, and I know you're a mom also, do you consider yourself being more supported or challenged in the field?
I want to say that I feel more blessed first to be here, and especially at this time, to be able to witness, having this amazing woman being inaugurated as the first woman vice president of the United States, as the first Asian, and as the first Black woman, first Black vice president. So that just lifts me up. That just gives me a lot of hope. I think challenges just shape us in a way. And what we really make out of them matters. And it doesn't mean that, we have to overcome them a certain way. But how the experience that we gain, and the way that that we all, it just shapes us in a way that, we succeed. So I welcome challenges. And, it just helps us grow deeper. And so, I feel like whatever challenges that is my way, I always know that I am paving the way for the women to come that come, after me. And, strong women, there were powerhouse women that their accomplishments, we're building upon their accomplishments and paving the way for the other women. And along the way, I've come to realize that, it is important that we also lift each other up. Not only pave the way, but also lift each other up. That's what real strong women do.
Exactly, that's right. The thing is that what you said, whatever we're doing is paving the way for other women to go that route. Some of us are always complaining about women's rights in Iran, and that we don't have access to get government jobs. But here, having a lady getting to the position of vice president was such a big deal that everyone is celebrating. So it's really big deal for everyone in every country, and everyone is fighting for that. And for the right, that's the same thing that we are doing everywhere we are in each country. It doesn't matter in Iran or here. And
exactly,
it just comes with hard work and effort, and the rewards comes.
Definitely.
Yes. Go ahead.
I just think, as you said, the rewards come. I think it's just so rewarding to know that whatever small steps we take today, it can mean much. It can give, it can be a much better impact on, our next generations of women's lives and our daughters. We may feel like what we're doing is so small, but it can have great impacts on our daughters and what they can accomplish then. Kamala's mom, our Madam Vice President's mother, she, I'm quoting her, and so I'm going to read. She said, my mother, and that's Madam Vice President, my mother would look at me and she'd say, Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you're not the last. And that's everything. And that's what we're doing here today. And it may sound like, her mom took those steps for her to be a vice president today. And so whatever steps we take for our children, the reward is that we're doing it for the entire society. And, a much bigger steps will be taken by our daughters.
Exactly. I'm not a parent myself, but I know enough that what they hear from parents is much stronger than what they hear from anyone else in the world. So what we are sending, or what messages parents are sending to their children, it has a power. And what they are seeing now on TV, a woman from color becoming a vice president, is much different from other pictures and videos that they were seeing before. It was very different. So that comes along in future, and we will see the impact definitely in future.
I'm sure.
When they see people with the same color as themselves on screen going up the stairs of Congress and being inaugurated, that's amazing. They thought, oh my God, that she has the same color as me, so why not me?
Yeah, exactly. That there is possibility. I don't have a daughter myself, but all the daughters and all the sons of this country are like our own children. And, whatever we do today, you know, for them to pave the way for them, helps them accomplish a lot more in the future. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing to know that, I read this on somewhere, I'm not sure, yesterday, that how for the young children, they are not going to know a world that US didn't have a Madam Vice President, that US didn't have a Madam Vice President of color. So how amazing is that?
Yes.
That they
I
look
think
up.
that's natural.
Mhm. Yeah, they know that it's possible. Oh, it's common. It's possible. It's happening. So that's amazing. That's everything.
It is. It is. That's amazing. That's great. Yeah. So, how do you think we can bring that to our community, Iranian-American community, specifically legal, Iranian-American legal community? How we can help our young lawyer to become more encouraged and empowered to lead for office or for positions and lead more.
As I guess the same way how we say when we see a woman of color, in a power position, we think, oh, that can be me too. So I think representation really matters, for our young lawyer to see the possibilities for themselves again. We need more representations. I hope that more Persian women try to nominate themselves and even become candidates for the House, or even for Congress, and for any positions, even with the bar, with the and just get involved. And the more we get involved, the more representation we have, and once we have representation, we matter. And so, another way would be mentorship. I can't stress enough how mentorship is, and how much important it is, and how I feel like I owe my own career to a great mentor that I have. And I'm sure that that rings true for so many other lawyers. And so I think another way would be to make sure that if we can, to mentor other young attorneys and young Persian attorneys in their careers.
Right. Having a mentor is very important. It's hard to find good mentor. It is really hard. You have to click, you have to find be able to communicate with each other and really click to each other. Atousa, you are one of very active members of Iranian lawyers in North America group. You're always active there and present. Tell us what are your qualifications and skills, and what's the key element in your success?
First I want to say thank you so much for putting this amazing group together. Just getting to know you and Ali and everyone else involved, it just gives me a lot of, me wanting to also be more active, me wanting to also to contribute. And as you said, that is the representation that we were just talking about, and you're giving that to the Iranian community. And I truly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, what was the question? No, I'm serious.
Thank you. Yes, Ali worked hard on this group. He's
sure.
so active. Yes,
you too, both of you guys, and it takes a lot of work.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I'm glad that we are having such great, amazing, talented lawyers around us like you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And really, we are seeing potential in people in our group that you guys are next generation of lawyers.
Oh.
Not lawyer, I mean leader. I wanted to give a good
Is it too
statement.
late for that?
Yes. I was trying to make a good statement.
No, I appreciate it. No, I just you guys, with a lot of us, I've always wanted to be more involved in, maybe I didn't know how get out of my shell and be more active and as you said, contribute to the Persian community. And you guys provided the platform, and you guys provided a way for us to become more active, to try to give back to the community. I decided that yes, I'm going to be active as much as I can, and I would like to, and I would like to even be more active than I currently am. I'm going to tell you, I really appreciate the opportunities that you're providing for all of us.
Our pleasure, Atousa Jan. So tell us, what are three core values that you have as a lawyer,
Okay.
um, and you think that would also help other young lawyers to have in their career, that helps the young lawyer to have it?
I want to say the very first one is perseverance, and basically because that's the push. You're gonna feel like you're gonna feel disappointed. You're gonna feel exhausted. You're gonna feel like, oh, I may not be able to do this. Maybe this is not for me. Many time in law school, and many time in your legal career, and having that perseverance to push through obstacles. That's really what it takes to be a lawyer. We all know about the stress of, being an attorney. The weight of your client's problems are on your shoulders, and it can be crushing. And that perseverance will push you, if that there's light at the end of the tunnel, both for you and your clients. So making sure that you don't give up until the end, and that's what really matters to me. I mean, that really helped me, especially as a law student, as someone who wasn't born in this country, had no lawyers, no judges in my family, was not even familiar with the legal system in the US when I started having English as my second language. So, we know all the obstacles, and being on a curve on top of that. So it was tough. It was tough, but I'm glad I had that perseverance to push through.
Right.
And then second one is kindness. I would say, having high regards for human dignity, be it your client or the opposing counsel or whoever you're dealing with, if it's on the other side or yours, just be kind. Be kind to human being, because we are all fighting our own battles here. And don't if you start taking things personally, you're not going to go anywhere. Kindness goes a long way. So I think a kindness would be the second one. And the third one is a tough one. I would say equality, just because I truly believe in equality and I strive for it. And that's even why I went to law school. And so equality in general is a great value to me. So it's maybe, I mean, there's certain values that are like so fundamental. It's like they're the foundation of other values that go, upon them. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I think equality, the truth, those kind of values, they're just so fundamental. And, and then, any human being need to have some belief system about them. That's the foundation of being a human being, I guess. And then so yeah, I guess those are the three that I would say, and try to just practice what you preach.
Interesting. That's great. Talking about equality, you have a CLE next week. You're presenting as a speaker. Tell us about that.
Thanks to you again. When I say you guys are amazing, I'm not joking. These people are amazing. Please get involved. They would provide you all sorts of opportunities if you just choose to be more active in the legal community. So we're having this amazing CLE. I mean, the other two panelists are amazing attorneys. We're going to talk about gender and bias in not courtroom and out of courtroom, in the legal field, and how that affects our profession. I think it's a very interesting one. I think it's definitely needed. I think we need to talk about this topic more and in greater detail, and at every opportunity that we get.
Yeah, we need to talk about diversity and equality everywhere we get. Now that we have the platform, we have opportunity. We have our first vice president, woman of color. We have to get as much as we can. Just talk about it and get as much as we can from the society and community. I agree with you. So tell us about one of your successful cases. Share a story of one of your clients, how much you're feeling comfortable.
Sure. I think every case that you take, you're hoping for the best, right? And as long as you're really doing your best, every case is a success story to me. But, the ones that always stick with you are generally, especially the ones, for me, is the ones that are, when I first started as a lawyer, this one that I want to tell you about is the very, very first removal case that I had, and only a couple months after I started working as an attorney. So basically, it was the first removal and the first immigration case, the first it was just first of everything. And I remember that the individual hearing was so close to, I don't know if it was Christmas or it was New Year, somewhere around that. It was a holiday, and I was working all through the holiday on the case, and I was so nervous about it. And it was and I can tell you, it was the most complicated case I've ever had.
And just to add that, as an immigration attorney who practiced removal, immigration court in Texas is different from other immigration. So add to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Texas. That's all.
No, seriously, practicing before immigration court is different. But first case, first removal, first immigration case, and practice before Texas immigration court. Go ahead.
Detain client. And, huge criminal, background. So it was just complicated. And I remember that when I went to get court, I was waiting, and there were a couple of other attorneys there, and, there were more experienced attorneys, middle age. And I remember, one of them approached me, and they were sitting there like, okay, you have a case here. I'm like, yeah, just small talks. And then she was like, she looked at the other attorney, because I was like young out of law school, and she looked at the other one and said, oh, it's become a banana republic. And I was like, Okay. And she straight out told me that, yeah, you're gonna lose. I know this judge, and she didn't even know the facts of my case. She did not know. She just saw that I'm really young, and she saw that I'm nervous, I'm young, and she knew the judge and I didn't. So she was like, "You're just gonna lose." I don't know, but she's just gonna lose. Long story short, I went in there. We won.
Awesome. Awesome.
It was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we won, and my client was out of detention about a week or two after that. Like short time after.
Mm-hmm.
So
Amazing.
that was like, yeah.
Amazing job. Yes, the first case, and after that, oh my God, that TA attorney. Yes, they are so. Yeah, so I'm glad that that happened. And the first experience in immigration court is really tough.
Mhm.
And right, changing people's life and immigration court, general statistics is that over 95% is denial. So your winning five was among those 5%.
Yeah, and it was like such a
Congratulations.
complicated case.
Amazing.
I don't know but I also think that it helps if you don't know those statistics. It helps sometimes when you don't know and you don't worry about it. As long as you're putting your 100% in a case, and in anything that you do, sometimes knowing too much about what could go wrong, it affects your performance in a way. Sometimes not knowing what what could go wrong, and what are the chances, and not worrying about those, and putting your mind on the positive, it really truly helps. And just another one of those, and it's this one. It's just it's a funny thing. I still think about it. Is like when I first started at this first law firm I joined, I remember that the very first, one of the associates came to me, and he was really mad for a settlement negotiation that he was doing, and it didn't go the way he wanted to go, and he was really mad. I was like, "Okay, is there anything I can do for you?" And he was like, "Take it." He gave me the file, and it's like, and I don't remember. I think the last offer was $30K, and he wanted, and he wanted more. It's like, and he wanted, just to give me the impossible. He was like, "You'll get 60." I don't know what happened. I went there. I called the adjuster, and I negotiated, not knowing that it's impossible and how hard it is, because it was my very first negotiation. I didn't know, and I got 60, and I came back and put it on his desk, and I was like, "Okay, there you go." I was like, "How is it possible? How could you do this?" I think it was again that I didn't know it's not possible. It could be that it's not. I couldn't get it.
The negotiation helped a lot of that case, I think.
Maybe I kind of think that the way I approach, one of my approach is the way I approach negotiations, and just as we said again, kindness, is that you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And I think that rings through that rings true for me. I feel like being sweet and nice sometimes really works. If you're genuine, rather than using foul language, raising your voice, not trying to pull a fast one. It's just, I feel like those techniques are so outdated. Be genuine, be kind, and that goes a long way.
Exactly. I have a mentor in Philadelphia, Wendy Hess. She was amazing. I had opportunity to be with her for a short amount of time in her firm, and then I moved to California. But during the time, I learned a lot with her when I was with her. And one thing that I learned from her was that she was trying to share her contacts, whoever she knew, with someone else. And like, if she knew someone is looking, an attorney is looking for some other attorney to connect for a job or a case or anything, she definitely connected them, no matter what was her personal interest. And she told me that be generous. Don't worry. Don't worry about sharing your resources. It come back in a long way. Exactly. And be
Exactly.
nice to
Be
everyone.
nice.
Be
Yes.
nice.
It's karma,
Always.
right?
Yeah. And that's right. I got better with being generous than not being generous. I like
Mhm.
she gave me so many good advice in such a short amount of time that I was
Amazing.
her
Wow.
mentee, and I'm still emailing her say, "Hey Wendy, I'm getting here, and I want to thank." And she told me last time that I don't know what I did to you, but that you're thanking me so many times. I really don't know. And I said, you don't know what you told me. You generously shared with me your time for a whole month, and I watched
Wow.
you, and I'm now copying you and in my career. And well, I'm here where I am, which I think I'm implementing whatever she told me, and I really love that. It's working. And yes, be nice, and also be generous. Share everything. Don't worry about losing your contacts. It get
Yeah.
back some other
Hmm.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're running a little out of time, but we still have a few minutes to wrap it up. Tell me, Atousa, about your lawyering style. You told us
Lawyer
a little
style.
about your core values and how
Mhm.
you represented your clients also, but tell us.
Sure. Again, I guess we just talked about this. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. That's all. That's one of my. That is my basically lawyering style. And the next. We already discussed that. The other thing is when I started, I was this young, and it was my 20s. That's why I say young, not now, but young, immigrant woman attorney that speaks English with an accent. So people had all sorts of excuses to underestimate me. And and in general, we know that study after study shows how women have to prove themselves every single day when we give the presumption of competency to men all the time. So people started underestimating me with opposing counsels or any the adjuster or whoever. So then I was like, I started noticing that when they underestimate me, that means that they don't prepare. So I was like, oh, good. And I shouldn't be giving you my secrets here, but let them underestimate you because that means that they're not going to prepare well. And when they didn't prepare well, your chances of winning the case is a lot higher. And that has happened to me many, many, many times. They underestimated me until last minute, and then it was too late for them to change course. They were very unprepared. And so that just made my job a lot easier.
Right, right. I've seen that a lot in court. That happened a lot. Atousa, tell us, who is Atousa out of office, out of work? What do you do in your free time?
Um, Atousa out of office is a devoted mother. That is the best title I've ever held, being a mom. I don't change it with the whole world. And so Atousa, after out of office, a lot of times is spending time with her son, taking him to classes, reading books. We read a lot of books, just discussing his day, my day. And so that also in my free time, other than volunteering, and I told you about DEI, that I'm very interested in. It's my passion. But I also like to work with my hands. And so I love cake decorating, and that goes with sweets too, any kinds of sweets like cookies and cupcakes. But, I love cake decorating and event design. So I love designing my son's birthday. I just go all out, with a theme and try to do as much as I can, by myself. Obviously, there are certain things that you have to order and whatnot, but just putting the whole thing together and trying to do as much as I can by myself, myself, it just gives me a lot of joy. So yeah.
Right. Amazing. I mean, that's great. Awesome, Atousa. Awesome. That's amazing to see a devoted mother spending time, having a balance, and then doing a lot of work, speaking at a CLE, doing a lot of being active on a lawyer group, and pursuing her career and being such a successful lawyer. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you for
our guest
having me.
today.
Oh,
Thank
thank you
you
so
for
much.
sharing your story and telling us how you got here, telling us how we can have more people here, where we all came here. We are all are sharing same challenges, second
Yes,
language,
definitely.
coming from the same country, the same view that everyone has, and we are dealing with the same issue in court as an Iranian woman in courtroom, lawyer in courtroom. So thank you for sharing that, Atousa.
Sure.
And we can just support each other here and share us our story and let each other know that this is not something that only Elham feel or only Atousa
No,
feel. It's
definitely
something that
not.
all of us are feeling in courtroom. It's
Yes.
not just one of us. It's not just because you are practicing civil litigation. It's not because you are practicing immigration. All fields are the same. We all have the same challenges, and all of us are working together to make it better. So don't back off. No. If you have problem, let us know. We're here to
We're here to,
support.
yeah.
Yes, so we can share our story, and see how we all can overcome these daily challenges. We all had these and heard tips and how to overcome these challenges in court from our mentors. We are happy to share it with you guys too.
Definitely. And
Yes.
I wanted to close with a quote from Michelle Obama, because, many times when we enter a deposition, a mediation court, where we're faced with, a lot of many, middle-aged white men, we may feel like we're losing confidence right then and there, that we feel like, we're not enough, we're not good enough. And, whenever I feel that way, I always remember what Michelle Obama said. She says, I have been at every powerful table you can think of. They're not that smart. And I'm not saying that to underestimate your opponent. I'm not saying that, people sitting at the table are not smart, but think about it. You're there, you're an attorney already. She's been at the most powerful tables ever, and she is telling us that they're not that smart. If they can do it, we can do it.
Exactly. Thank you, Atousa.
Sure. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening.
Have a
Bye.
great evening, everyone. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye-bye.